the reigning undefeated WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
They've got to talk shit. It's a must. If you don't talk smack in this game, you ain't gonna make it.
And now, making his entrance to the ring, the defending world champion, Oleksandr Usyk.
All right, so I'm back. How about almost 25 years since we've had our last undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Last time it happened is when Lennox Lewis beat Evander Holyfield, and now we're on the precipice of saying that we have an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. How often do you get to say anything is undisputed? Can you say Coke is the undisputed best soft drink in the world? I can make a compelling argument for Pepsi. Can you say that chocolate is the undisputed best ice cream in the world? I can make a compelling argument for vanilla. But when this fight is over, there are no arguments. The winner of this fight on Saturday in Saudi, either Tyson Fury or Oleksandr Usyk, will be the undisputed and best heavyweight champion of the world.
You are now in the presence of the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
We're going to talk to the champion. We're going to talk to Tyson Fury. I sat down with him this week on Zoom. Tried to get a feel on how he feels this classic battle between size and speed and how he thinks it's going to pan out. Hey everybody, welcome on back. It's Barstool Boxing. I'm here with one of my favorite boxers of all time, certainly one of my favorite current boxers, certainly one of my favorite current heavyweights. He's already talking over me because he knows that he fucking kind of runs these interviews. It's none other than Tyson Fury. He's got this huge fucking matchup in the desert to unify the heavyweight championship. First time in 25 years. You know the whole deal, right? This is the biggest fight that we've seen in quite some time. I couldn't be more excited. My heart was broken when he cut his eye and we had to postpone this thing. Everything's back on. He's looking good. Tyson Fury, how the fuck are you?
I knew you was passport. You're trying to take Twister's job. The only other person that fast is Twister.
I hear you, brother. Man, you look... Listen, I haven't been gay in ages, but you look good. You look... I mean, when was the last time you were at this? When was the last time you had the physique that you're going to have when you step in the ring against Oleksandr Usyk? When was the last time?
I was in this shape was probably 2015 when I beat Klitschko. I'm in fantastic shape. I'm in fantastic spirits. I look good. I feel good. I got plenty of fire in the guts, and I'm ready to go out there and put a show on. You know, we're not just going out to Saudi to do a boxing match. We're going to put a show on and entertain the world while everyone's watching. What a great time.
When we say that you look good, the obvious question to ask is, did you lose all your power? You got no more power left because you lost all this weight, so you're fucked.
All gone. Get your money on the first round, get knocked out, me, spark out first 10 seconds.
No, but how are you feeling strength-wise?
I'm feeling good, you know. I'm doing like 400 kilos. What's that in pounds? Is that like 700 pounds? So I'm doing 900-pound leg presses, which is pretty damn strong.
Absolutely. And the quickness is probably coming to it too, right? I mean, you have to feel a difference every time that you're stepping around this ring. Yeah,
you know, I'm feeling good. I'm old as shit, injured to fuck. God forgive me for swearing again.
That's okay.
But I'm feeling good. You know, feeling good as I could be, as good as is possible to feel. I feel it. I'm training hard in the gym. I got my dad there pushing us in the gym every day. I got Sugar Hill, the master on decks. I got everyone. Everyone's there, all sparring partners, everybody. So feeling good, looking forward to it.
But I mean, it also works out well for you with the eye, right? The eye is looking pristine now, but every day that we have that we get a little bit more of skin development over this eye is another day that's good for you, correct? We couldn't have rushed it.
Not concerned about it at all. If it gets cut, great, fantastic. That means better viewing on TV, better ratings, blood everywhere. You know, I've been in this game years. You think a little bit of blood's going to stop me from smashing Usyk's face in? I don't think so. If it opens up, great, fantastic. Tell the referee not to stop the fight. It's only a cut, flesh wound. It doesn't matter.
I hear you, my friend. Is there an argument that this might be an easy night for you? I mean, I know the bookies have it a little bit closer. Maybe people weren't impressed with the Nagano thing. This might be an easy night. What's that?
About even in the bookies, the odds, yeah.
Why?
But yeah, it's an easy night. Let's hope it's an easy night. If it's anything less, bonus, party, drinks are on me.
But when I tell you that this gentleman, who I have a lot of respect for, I have a lot of respect for him, Tyson, not as much respect, you have seen just about everything that Usyk is going to bring you. You've seen talented, smaller fighters come in, maybe not as talented as Usyk, because I believe he's a generational talent. Oleksandr Usyk has never seen you. I mean, Anthony Joshua, I know he beat twice. That's a totally different fucking kettle of fish. So doesn't it just jump out in your mind that I'm thinking right now, this is going to be easy work for Tyson Fury?
If it's easy work, happy days. You know, I'm looking at doing a good job, a demolition job, putting on a show out there. You know, this guy, they've got him all hyped up as the savior of boxing, yada, yada, yada. And if he can defeat me, will have defeated every British heavyweight that's of my era and dominated the world as well. So he'd be on that list of lineal heavyweight champions and claim the undisputed fight that's not happened in 25 years. So there's all to play for. And I'm really looking forward to a challenge, a good challenge. You know, I know Usyk's a tough guy. He's talented. He's fast. He's outboxed a big heavyweight before in Joshua. But I class Joshua as one-dimensional, one-paced, a one-trick pony. Once he runs out of ideas after about 4 or 5 rounds, and anybody, a man with a blindfold, can outbox him. So I'm not really concerned about those 2 victories from Usyk. Because I'm a different, much different kettle of fish than Joshua. So he'll have to figure out a whirlwind of talent.
If you were at home and you were about to say both Large and Tyson Fury said kettle of fish in the same interview, you would have just won a lot of money. And I got to ask you now, what's your biggest diversion? Like, what's the thing now that we always talk about diversions, right? When it comes up to big fights, what's the biggest diversion that Tyson Fury has going into what is essentially the biggest fight of his career? Easily the biggest fight of his career.
My diversion or mirage, like I've said before, is always the same thing: being a big fat bastard.
Yeah.
And they're diverted, and it's like a mirage to them. They can't believe it. But then when they get in there, they realise that's the problem here with a fat man. Being bald, being old, being fat, being wrinkly, and being a dad. That's my distraction. But most of it's all true.
I hear you, my brother. And I got to be honest with you, I feel like I'm looking in the mirror. Let me ask you, when you get done with this shit, when you'd say, you know what, I've done everything I have to do in boxing, I know there's a rematch clause and whatnot, how quickly are you going to start to look like that guy that eats Chinese food? You know that guy everybody loves who goes, Bosh, the fucking big fat guy. I can't think of his name right now. He's awesome, the fucking guy. I think you should be there saying,
I know. I look like that now.
Chinese, he says. He starts eating fucking egg rolls like they're aspirin. Like, is that going to be one of those things when I see you?
What's it? That guy's worth shouting out. He's called Big John Fisher.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah. I want to be like him. And nobody gives a shit because nobody cares how I look, even though I look fantastic. You're about to say that. But are you going to let yourself go? When we see Tyson Fury on a beach in 10 years, right? Will you see a big fat fuck?
I'm going to be working away nice and hard. I'm going to be in boxing. I'm going to be promoting, giving young fighters opportunities to do things like I've had opportunities. And I'm going to be at grassroots level and at all levels in boxing. I got some big moves up my sleeve for when I'm finished. I got some big news coming afterwards, pending me, and I'm going to be involved heavily.
If you need somebody to scoop any of that big news, I want to throw my hat in the ring. All right? Don't just go give it to Dan Rayfield or Coppinger and stuff like that. I'm here for you. All right, listen, before I let you go, I want to say one thing. Thank you very much for making this fight happen. I thank all the powers that be in Saudi Arabia. Thank you to the Usyk crew, all that stuff. We need a unified heavyweight champion like I need fucking air to breathe. So if you're not tuning in on DAZN to watch Tyson Fury dismantle Oleksandr Usyk in Saudi Arabia, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Champ, I hope to see you over there. If not, I hope to celebrate with you at some point. It's an absolute pleasure to talk to you always.
Thank you.
Take care, brother. Okay, so what do I like to do? I like to bring on special guests. And in this case, I'm bringing in a very old friend, a guy that terrifies me as much as makes me happy. It's Shannon the Cannon Briggs, who's afraid of no man, has fought a shitload of people, knows what it's like being in against monsters, and knows what it's like being in against guys who are smaller than him. No better guy to talk to than Brooklyn's own Shannon Briggs. I'm going to ask the man who has probably the most fucking scary fist I've ever seen. Just a calcified fucking supervillain fist. So I brought in my old friend, Shannon the Cannon Briggs.
Let's go, Shannon.
We've had him on the radio show. We've had him on 13th Round, Barstool Boxing multiple times. He's my go-to, and I love the guy. Welcome back, Shannon. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, champ. Touch it one time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good,
By the way, put that shit up. Right, look at me. I'm 6'5", right? Like, I'm not a little guy, but look at that thing, right? It's like one of those Fantastic Four type shits, and I'm Mr. Plastic or whatever. Let's get into it.
Let's go, champ.
So we got a guy who's 6'9". We got a guy who's going to outweigh his competitor probably by about 40 pounds-ish, right? We don't know just yet. Happening this Saturday. What's your perspective as a guy who's fought in the heavyweight division? Right? As a guy who's been in there against certainly guys who have been lighter than you, then, you know, like you beat George Foreman, right?
Much heavier,
He's much heavier than you. Can you give us a perspective of what both fighters have to face this Saturday? Usyk about to get fucking trampled by a big guy, and Fury about to get rings ran around him by a smaller guy.
Yeah, an amazing fight. From both perspectives, when I fought Foreman, I was 25 years old.
Right.
It was a huge weight, advantage for him, and it was part of my plan is to not let him lay on me and to use the ring. If you watch the fight, I moved for 12 rounds. I trained for that. I prepared so that I could move because I knew that if I was standing there with him, I'd be sleeping within a second or two, let alone the weight would wear me down. So I was very adamant about using the ring, and that's what Usyk will have to do.
Now, would you agree, though, that at that point in George's career, he didn't have the mobility to follow you around like maybe Tyson Fury does? Like, as a bigger guy, what the fuck is Tyson Fury going to have to do to catch this rabbit?
He's going to have to use his size. But,
Yeah.
he's an amazing fighter because Tyson is so athletic. He has rhythm. He can move. He can, and that's unreal for a guy of that size. You know what I'm saying? I mean, keep it real with you. Like, he moved like a brother. He got rhythm. He could band. He could box like Ali. He got skills. So that's what made him such a great heavyweight. Be honest with you, I would put Fury in the ring with any heavyweight any time in history, and he'd more than likely win. Especially the one that beat Klitschko and the one that was on his run.
Yes.
He's taken some time off. He's had inconsistency, but that Fury, when he's boxing, he can fight both ways. He can punch, which he showed with Dylan White. That Fury in history could beat any man possibly on any given night. I'm being honest with you.
Yes.
Now, this Usyk guy he's fighting is another guy that any time in history he could have fought any man. I'm keeping it real with you because he could throw punches from any angle from the southpaw stance. Yes. But he throws so many punches. His stamina is a freak of nature. He gets stronger as the fight goes on. And I think that from a mental standpoint, if you look at his last fight, although, it wasn't a great fight, the man's his family, his country is at war. Yeah. And this man is the heavyweight champion of the world right now. That's unreal. I mean, your country is being torn apart, ravaged. Sometimes when I look at the photos, I'm like, wow, is this 2024 and this is humans still doing this? Yeah. It's unreal. So for this man to be heavyweight champion at this time and to be adamant about fighting for the title, he wanted this fight. Yeah. He wanted this fight bad. He wanted to fight. He wanted to prove. And I think he's going to do great.
I think he's a different animal. Like,
he is.
I don't trust that fucking smile or anything like that. Like, he's one of those crazy Eastern Promises guys.
Serious.
Like, when he takes it off, he might have those epaulette tattoos.
Yeah, he's
crazy.
Like
that Brighton Beach
shit. You can look in his eyes and see this guy ain't all there. Yeah. But he's crazy,
I know. Yeah, and he's very, very skilled.
Yeah,
very, very
crazy.
skilled.
And, I'm going to be honest with you. I seen him in person at a fight, and he's tall.
Yeah,
Don't
people are
sleep.
making him out to be very, very small.
I thought, man, this dude was like my height, if not a little taller.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's wild that one of the first things you bring up is the fact that he's fighting on behalf of a war-torn country. How much of a factor is the fact that Usyk, on top of being an arguably more skilled boxer, is going from the other side of the plate? What does that mean to Fury?
I think that it's going to mean a little trouble, but not a lot.
Okay.
Because Fury does fight and train southpaw sometime. I don't think it'll give him as much problems as it would give me, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because he's done it. For me, I mean, he'll look like
How many southpaws have you fought in your career?
Not many. Literally around 4 or 5 in 60, 70 fights.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And every time, you know, it was crazy because when I was younger, I used to do phenomenal with them. You know, I'd step to the left and check hook all day.
Right.
They had no chance. As I got older, maybe my feet slowed down.
Yeah.
That didn't work no more. So I started looking for the right hand, which they say always hit him with the right hand. You know, but I found it really easy to hit him with a left hook. Anytime they went to jab, I'd slap him with that hook upside the head, and they'd be look at me. That's when that right hand would come.
Right.
But as I got older, that trick ain't worked too much.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So they start giving me more problems. You know what I mean? But they can be very dangerous. You know, my problem with them was I would never see the left hand coming.
Right.
It'd be like I'd never see it. Before I know it, it hit me right in the eye.
Yeah.
Hit me right in the nose. I'm like, damn. I'd never see it, and I get hit every time. So it was crazy. So you know, you got to be real. You got to be strategic with these guys, man. But I learned something. Wait, I take that back, champ. I learned something as I got older. There is no southpaw when we inside.
Yes.
When we get close and
when
we
it's in a
fighting,
phone booth,
forget that.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, champ? Shannon, get inside. You know get inside, Shannon. Get in there.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? We're gonna break down the fight a little bit, you and I. We're gonna stand up and break it down a little bit afterwards. I want you to show people exactly what you mean by that. So give me a prediction, give me a round, and give me a winner.
I'm predicting a draw, a 6-round, a 6-6.
6-6.
War. I'm kidding you. I kid you not.
So you say that I should throw a couple of shekels on the draw because I probably get something on that.
I'm telling you, it's a possibility, and I'm keeping it real with you, champ.
This is very close in the sports books.
Yeah,
this
should be.
This isn't one-sided. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you from a fighter's perspective. His last fight, he got dropped
by Francis Ngannou.
By Francis. But it took.
He looked like shit.
Yeah, I was there. I was at the fight.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, I was there.
And Ngannou's a warrior. I mean, I realize he's not a boxer, but I mean, the guy has been in. You know, so I almost feel like that's Tyson. So every now and again, he still makes bad decisions, and not being in shape for that Ngannou fight.
Right.
I mean, he looked like me with my shirt off.
Right.
So can we throw that out and think what Tyson's body looks like now? I saw him yesterday, and I'm telling you, he looks like he's in the best shape that I've seen him probably in his life. So he's taking this thing seriously. So can you say that an in-shape, focused, and determined Tyson Fury is not going to win this thing?
What I'll tell you, Lodge, is that when you take a physical beating, or you take like for instance, if I was in a car crash, right, and I say, okay, well, I was in a car crash, but I wasn't in shape. So now let me go get in shape. But I was in a car crash.
Oh, wow.
You get me what I'm saying, champ?
I know exactly what you're saying.
So he was in a car crash.
PTSD.
Oh, you know what?
Right.
Like when you buy a car, right? They got to fight. What is it, Carfax?
Yes.
Your fight facts. You got hit. You got dropped.
Right.
What did it do to the body? What did it do to your body? So now you're going to go back in shit. But what happened?
Right.
Did that affect you when the next time you get hit it hard, what's going to happen? Let's go, champ.
I like that analogy.
Let's go, champ.
All right, so before you guys watch this fight, and I can't implore you more that this is a fight that must be watched, I just wanted to give you a tip on how to watch a big heavyweight fight. And I brought in Shannon Briggs to kind of help me out, but I'm the specialist here. I'm the guy who knows what he's talking about. This is the guy I'm going to have to carry through. So this is the deal. In this situation, Shannon Briggs is going to beat Tyson Fury. And the only reason he's going to beat Tyson Fury is because he's a big right-handed fighter. That's what Shannon Briggs is. And my point is that Usyk is a southpaw. I'm a natural southpaw. So what you see is Shannon's big hand is his right hand, so he's going to be keeping that left foot out. He's going to keep that jab out in front of him. That's how somebody who is orthodox fights. A southpaw, we keep our right foot out because we got our right hand is our jab, and then the big left is tucked under our chin. So now, if I was an orthodox fighter fighting an orthodox fighter, this is how our feet are. And we're dancing. We're dancing around like we can do whatever we want. But what we're going to get with Usyk is now we got a southpaw. So we're no longer dancing. We're foot to foot. So you're going to see a lot of foot stepping throughout this fight. A lot of foot stepping. And one of the things that I want you to pay attention when you watch this fight is going to be the outside lane. You want to get dominance on the outside lane. See, right away, naturally, he tries to cut that off from him. That's what he wants to do. He can't help but do that. And the reason you want to do that is if Usyk gets the outside foot here, and he all of a sudden tries to throw a jab, look where I am. There's nothing this motherfucker can do. And the only way that he can remedy this, right, is to either hook his way out of it or adjust his body. Either of those things, if he hooks his way out of it or adjusts his body, that opens up Main Street and I get him with my left hand. And that, right? And that's exactly what he needs to do. Now, there's a way to break this. There's a way to break this. Like even if I am the guy and I do get on the outside of him, what Shannon Briggs does better than anybody else is he negates the fact that I'm southpaw or orthodox, and he does that by fighting in a phone booth. This is what he does. Because when fighters are this close, there's no longer left hand or right hand. Like now we're right here, like it's just fucking try to get something out there. So that's what Fury can do to do it. So the first thing that you're gonna watch when you're watching Fury Usyk is try to get that outside position of his foot. That's all Fury wants to, that's all Usyk wants to do. And he's quick, so he might be able to do it, except Tyson Fury shares a shoe size like this with the Statue of Liberty. I mean, he's got a big fucking thing. 2 and 1. So on top of it, so on top of him having to be quick, he's got to get around this clown shoe. It's like he's going around a scuba flipper. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be easy, but watch out for that. The second thing, what's Fury's biggest advantage is the fact that he's bigger. That's it. So what he's going to do is at some point, he's going to kind of take a round off, mid-round. And what he's going to do is he's going to come out, he'll be right-handed. And I'll keep it southpaw, right?
He might turn southpaw, you never know.
He could, yeah. He could. So all he's going to do is he's going to throw a combination, then he's going to clinch. And now,
put his weight on, man. Put weight on.
Fury has got 40 pounds. He's got at least 40 pounds on Usyk. So this here, until the ref comes in, what does that do? What does that do to a fight?
Weigh you down, tire you out. Before you know it, it's 6th round and you feeling like it's round 50.
Yeah.
You can't believe it. Your legs are heavy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could, so I'm slightly taller than you, so it doesn't work out as well. But if we get into the clinch and you lean on me, I'm telling you right now, it just fucks you up. Like, and by the time the ref comes in, you'll see Fury holding him down, almost looking to get blown, you would think, at one point, right? But he's not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you right now, if you're going to watch this fight, and I implore you to watch it, I want you to look out for 2 things. I want you to look out for the foot dominance, trying to see if he can get to the outside, and I want to look for the clinch when he just throws his fucking weight on him.
You know you're boxing. Let's go, Chad.
All right, so those are the keys to the fight. Make sure you tune in. Thank you so much, Shannon Briggs.
Let's go, Chad.
You're the man.
Thank you, brother.
All right, Shannon obviously took it easy on me. That guy could break me like a box of light bulbs. But I think now we know about this foot position. We know about the clinch and how much it's going to make a difference when these guys finally step in the ring. So I usually have a guest whenever we do these shows. First time we did the Garcia thing, I brought on his Spanish tutor, who has 15 million followers on Instagram. And then last time, I brought in an adult actress who actually blew my doors off, not literally, Rochelle Ryan, to talk to us about the Canelo fight. This time, my first love is boxing. Everybody knows that. It's my favorite sport in the world. But my mistress is NASCAR. I also cover NASCAR here. So imagine I get a legend of NASCAR to comment on the biggest heavyweight fight that's happened in 25 years. Could that happen? Let's check it out. All right, so you guys know that I like to get the opinions of professional athletes, lifelong competitors, when it comes to boxing, which you guys know is my first love. And I thought, professional athlete, lifelong competitors, nobody better to ask than Dale Earnhardt Jr. So Dale, we have a huge fight. This is going to be the first time we'll have an undisputed heavyweight champion in almost 25 years since Lennox Lewis beat Evander Holyfield. Tyson Fury on this side, big, fat, bald, bloated guy. Does it ring any bells? He's essentially me. Yeah. And then on this side of the ring, you got a smaller but extremely powerful and extremely quick Oleksandr Usyk. Who do you got?
Tyson Fury is the question because he comes into fights in a different mental state sometimes or a different physical state sometimes. And so how hard is he prepared for this? How seriously is he taking this opponent? If he comes in, and he's going to have to, I think, come in at his best, right? And I don't know if he does that, right? So that's the risk you take if you're going with Tyson. But he's a big old dude, and
Right.
I think when he's presented with a known challenge, maybe he takes it seriously, right? It's when he's kind of questioned. I think he comes in with a point to prove, and he had a bit of a rough showing in his last fight.
Yeah, the Nagano fight. Yeah.
I think he knows he's got to come in and put his foot down and prove that he's the man.
I got to be honest with you. You could put an apple in my mouth. I'm stunned that I gave Dale Earnhardt Jr. the opportunity to pick power versus speed. Fucking Earnhardt. And I think he's going with power. Make sure you tune in this weekend. All right, that's all I got for you. We had Tyson Fury, we had Shannon Briggs, and we threw in a little bit of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the end just to keep ourselves honest. All we have to do now is find ourselves a comfortable couch and some delicious snacks. You got to go to DAZN.com and you got to order this fight Saturday night to see who is the greatest heavyweight in the world.